Hello, my name is Trey Shindell. I'm the Business Development Manager for NoFisk Advance. I have 28 years of experience in the janitorial supply industry. I've been responsible for cleaning equipment 25 of those 28 years. To prepare for a demo, the first thing you need to know is what are your customers' pains. You need to understand their needs, be that budget restraints, be that labor issues. There's a number of different buttons that you need to seek out before you ever go to show them a machine. As we all know, a lot of budgets today are being cut dramatically. And when I have people ask me, well, what's the cheapest way for me to maintain my facilities? To be quite honest with you, the cheapest way is probably one of our most expensive machines because we're looking at labor reduction. When there's labor reduction, what do we need? We need productive pieces of equipment that can range from a stand-up rider, it can range into just a rider scrubber, but bigger is better when we're talking about productivity. One of the things that we work on is the REV technology as well as the boost technology. What the REV technology does is it does many things for the facility. One of the biggest things that I think a lot of people lose sight of is water consumption. If you think about empty fill cycles, well, what does that mean? The ISSA standards tell you that it takes approximately 15 minutes to empty a machine and to refill it. Well, with the REV technology and its low moisture, like 0.3 gallons per minute, you can literally run a 10-gallon machine, 23-gallon machine. You can literally run this machine that's what we would call a small to mid-sized scrubber and get the same type of productivity that you would get out of a mid-sized conventional scrubber. When you walk into a facility, you need to know the facility entirely. You need to know who the decision makers are. You need to know what their pain is. You don't want to go into a facility that's 100% floor finish with a brush, for instance. And you certainly don't want to go into any demonstration without multiple pads, because you can deal with different types of finishes. You can have harder or softer finishes, so it's very important for you to have the right types of pads. You also want to make sure that you have plenty of options. And when I say options, never, ever, ever go into a facility with just one piece of equipment. It's always good to have something backing you up, be it a smaller machine or be it a bigger. But definitely, definitely always have with you a vacuum cleaner, maybe a backpack vac or an upright vacuum cleaner, because they're always going to have rugs, they're always going to have office spaces that they're vacuuming now. You always want to make sure when you're demonstrating too that your audience is one that can make the decision. Now that could be the director of maintenance, but it's also important to make sure that you have influencers there as well. Influencers are going to be those that actually run the equipment. Some people ignore these influencers, and what ends up happening is they'll sabotage the deal. So you're not only talking to the directors of maintenance or the maintenance supervisors, you want to make sure that you're actually involving the employees that are running the equipment, because if they're not comfortable with the way the machine operates, you're going to fail. When you're demonstrating the equipment in a facility, you want to make sure that you go to where their biggest pain is. You ask them, and they'll take you there. You want to be prepared, though. You want to make sure you have the right pads. It will do you no good to clean a clean surface. You want to get the most dramatic impact that you could possibly get, and or brushes, depending on the actual surface you're cleaning. You want to make sure you have the right detergents that will give you the best opportunity to give the biggest show. And what you certainly want to do is do not clean the whole area. Leave a reminder. Always leave a reminder, because all that's going to do is force somebody to make a decision. You know, you'll have some debris in buildings, but let's say you get in there and there's really nothing down. What I like to do is I'd carry sugar packs with me, kitty litter, but if you have none of that, go outside, go to the garden area or someplace and pick up mulch. You can even get some dirt if it's dry. If they have an ashtray out front, go and grab an ashtray. If I'm doing a demonstration with sweepers and vacuum cleaners, it's real important to have fine particulate so you can show edge cleaning. You always want to make sure that you put it in a straight line and run right up against the side of it so it actually shows the edge cleaning on the side. This is always a dramatic demonstration. Let's say, for instance, people are talking about water. Why do I use, will water just clean? And I know that's been a big thing. People want to use water today. I think the best and easiest way to illustrate the advantages of detergents is showing how a surfactant actually works. What I do, I take a piece of cardboard, just a little piece of cardboard, take a little drop of water, drop that water on the cardboard. And what you're going to see is, you're going to see that water standing on top of the cardboard. Then I'll take my neutral cleaner or whatever cleaner I'm using, and you can take a pen, whatever, put it in the chemical and then put it in that droplet of water, and you're going to immediately see that water sink into that cardboard. What does that mean? Well, what it's doing is it's making the water wetter. And that's a good illustration to show the actual customer, one, you know what you're talking about. Two, the detergents are very important because what it's doing is it's helping the machine emulsify the soils so you have a better demo. All right, now once you're doing your actual demonstration, what I like to do is go over the features of the machine and not run it more than, let's say, 1 minute. I immediately want to engage the decision maker, but probably before I go to the decision maker, I go right to the operator. Again, it's important for the operator to be comfortable, and another thing is that the operator gets a sense of pride and even a little bit of sense of ownership of the equipment, especially if they like it. This will help you in the long run. What you need to do then is make sure that you're always constantly talking to the actual decision maker and making them a part of the demonstration. While you're engaging the operator as well as the decision makers, make sure they get in front of the machine. Bring them to the machine. If the decision maker is kind of shy and they don't want to do it, that's okay, that's fine, but you want to make sure that they are following along and certainly have a conversation with the influencer and the decision maker together. When the demo is over, it's very important that all parties are involved with emptying the machine. The dirtier the machine, the better. Dealing with the impossible customer. What's the impossible customer? That's the customer that's buying from your competition. They never want to return your phone call. They'll never see you when you're actually, setting out in front of their door. We all have them, and how do you overcome that? I have made sure that I'm showing them something that I know my competition doesn't have. I make sure that I show them the most innovative thing that I have to offer. Utilizing the Rev and/or the Boost technology is a very good way of conquering these types of challenges. How do you do that? Well, first of all, what you do is you email like crazy, you send over brochures, and then once you actually have the ability to speak to that decision maker, make a bold offer. Bold offer is give me a room. Just give me a room. Let me go in and show you what this machine can do. I want to be able to go into one of your rooms. If it's school, go into a classroom, utilize the Rev and/or Boost technology, top scrub the floor maybe 2-3 times, and then come back in, rinse it, and then put down your finish. It gives you two things. You can show maybe a new finish, but more importantly, you're able to demonstrate to him something that you know your competitor's machine can't do.